Oh man, it is warm out here. It's sunny. It's probably, what, 50 degrees?
At least, yeah. It feels so nice out here.
What the hell is this?
I need to get my sunglasses out.
Yeah, oh my goodness. The stay at Cabela's, uneventful, quiet as it always is. The only Cabela's we've ever had an issue with was in Lacey, Washington.
Yeah.
Where other people have
ruined it.
Yeah, so you guys know the drill. And you know, we've been winterized, you know, where we don't have any water in our tanks, which is really kind of the extent of winterizing other than dumping your gray and black. Although it's been pretty freaking cold and we've been using our trailer otherwise normally, just not plumbing through the lines.
Right.
Haven't had a single issue, no leaking, no like, our valves are still fine. So we're supposed to get into maybe even 70 degrees today.
Yeah.
Oh boy, it might be time. If we find an area, might be nice to refill.
Yeah, fill up and dump our tanks and get back to the usual rigmarole.
Let's go. We have made it to the Lakota Museum and Cultural Center, which is kind of interesting. It is actually not on reservation land, as I just looked, but it's a St. Joseph's Indian school that is now kind of repurposed for multiple. It's actually a weird campus because behind me is a school, there's Health and Family Services Center, there's a museum, of course, then there's a church. It's a whole thing. Yeah. What's even more interesting is the murals that they do out of tile.
Yeah, the mosaic.
The mosaics all over the elementary school. And one thing that you see are what look like maybe tribesmen and a little teepee behind them. Mm-hmm. But in another, you have a white person and then kids that are brown, perhaps Indian. And they also see nuns, which is kind of fascinating, right?
Right. Well, there's also some of like animals and stuff too. So there's all sorts of different things that are kind of fun and interesting to look at around the buildings. In my genealogy, we have tribal members, and it's fascinating because I don't know nearly enough about it. So what I have learned is, you know, the kind of conflicting religions in a lot of cases, where, you know, the Catholics had come in, they want to fundamentally erase so a lot of Native history and culture, right? But at the same time, then you have this museum and this little exhibit out here they're like Native prayers. And then you have Native language here. I'm not even gonna try, but then you also have like the English version, Sitting Bull Lane and Red Cloud Drive. And you have the chiefs, you know, you have a few of the chiefs listed here. And it's fascinating to see that. You know, it's like, where's that line? How does this work? You also see like license plates here that are exempt plates, that little tag will say exempt on them, really small, and then they have S at the beginning of them with just a couple characters. Which makes me think they're Sioux.
Sioux, right?
Yeah.
We are, a little south of the Crow Reservation here, by about 20 miles or so, and there's another reservation about 30. But it's fascinating because there's definitely like a cultural significance here, and I'm curious what the museum can tell us. And as well as the fact, like, how is there a huge campus, even a dining hall over here, but there's also what look like longhouses. Yeah. You know, very symmetrical longhouses. Are the kids, do they live here? You know, do families live here? Like, what is, it's kind of an interesting spot. So we took a little stroll around and we wanted to, you know, get some answers real quick before we go in here. But hey, I have more questions. Yep. So let's go. We just had a wonderful conversation with Wanda and learned a ton about this area. It also got a really good information on the pamphlets. Yep. For example, the Sioux, which is actually a really nasty word from the French. Apparently it means like enemy or snake in the grass. The Sioux kind of splits into three, Nakota, Lakota, Dakota, and 3 tribes, but then I guess they're not explicit tribes, but then you have individual tribes within that, which is fascinating. But actually, here's some of the flags here of the different nations. Yeah, and you can actually see like Lakota is the nation, and then you have a tribe within that. But some beautiful artwork here. Oh my goodness. And so I had asked about like, what does it look like for the school, right? And so oh, I really like this. Look at that. So some of the Catholic schools would actually take children by force, or the government would take these children, right, and they'd be forced into these schools. Well, we were correct. Kids do live here full time, but it's 100% voluntary. They actually have to apply to come here because they can't accept everybody. And what a beautiful, oh my goodness, look at that. Look at those colors, man. Somebody is doing some wonderful things. But they live here. They don't, I think she said they don't even charge for to have them live here. But the cool thing is, I love that. It's like a little notebook drawing.
Yeah.
But so they do have to go to mass here, Catholic mass.
On Sundays, yeah.
But they also have I think she said a Lakota mass.
Yeah, once a month.
Yeah, where they also have drum circles and things like that, which is really quite neat. They're actually forced here to take a course on
Native studies.
Yeah, Native studies. So they have to learn their own language, which was a little confusing to me because I found that the Nakota, Dakota, and Lakota all speak slightly different dialects, right? But I suppose that they can find an average.
Yeah.
But a lot of these people, the parents, don't actually speak their native tongue any longer. And so the elders might. It's kind of an interesting, kind of sad thing, right? And here we can see some of the different, like Crow Creek Reservation here. We're not far from there. At Chamberlain, actually, so.
Big red boundary is the Sioux boundary.
The Sioux boundary, yeah. I love these little exhibits here. Look at that. Now the history here, especially with the U.S. government and a lot of these tribes, is very, very contentious and very important. It's a little timeline there, but that is quite fascinating. And I think one of the biggest contentions was the discovery of gold in the Black Hills. And that land was not supposed to be U.S. land. America's westward expansion permanently changed the Lakota's world. Deep wagon ruts marking the paths west scarred the land. Trails were littered with broken equipment and the graves of those who had died along the way. There's a word for the dressing.
Regalia.
Regalia, yeah. Really neat. It's not just a a costume or anything like that, but it's actually a regalia. Look at that, isn't that beautiful? Indian police forces were established at most Indian agencies during the 1870s and 1880s. Funds were appropriated by the U.S. Congress for this purpose as a step towards mediation between Indians and whites, whose relationships were still often marked by hostility. The police officers arrested offenders on the reservations and served as truant officers for the mission schools. They often also served as judges in the Indian courts. You can see some of this. Look at the old U.S. flag there. Look at that. It's quite fascinating to learn some of this.
We also learned that the S on the license plates stands for St. Joseph because they have their own fleet of vehicles, not Sioux.
Yes. So yeah, but it's a good thing we asked.
Yeah.
Man, look at that beautiful beadwork on this hat. Bead and quilled top hat, 2017. Am I wrong, or is beautiful beadwork definitely underrated?
Yes.
So it's fascinating to see, one, it's 100% voluntary. And so I asked, so this is, apparently it seems like a better school. One of the things is a much smaller class sizes, right? A maximum of 12. They aren't high school age here.
They go to the public school.
Yep, Chamberlain Public High School, I think it was. And, here's a
Birch bark canoe.
Canoe, yeah, look at that. How beautiful. It's a great opportunity. Some of these kids, might not be from, let's say, the best home environments. This is awesome. I love this exhibit. Lakota met Lewis and Clark on the banks of the Missouri River in 1804. Within just 80 years of Lewis and Clark's expedition, the buffalo were gone. With that, the Lakota way of life changed forever. The buffalo robe trade brings prosperity to the Lakota. And in 1837, they had a big smallpox. I think we've all learned about that a little bit, the smallpox epidemic. And there's kind of contention as to, was this an intentional thing, right? Because they gave blankets with smallpox on them.
It's interesting because one buffalo robe was equal to 3 metal knives, 25 loads of ammunition, 1 gallon of metal kettle, 3 dozen iron arrow points, and 1.5 yards of calico.
Look at that rifle there. 2 rifles there, excuse me. And these are some beautiful furs. Whoa, boy, this is, was that a badger? Kind of looks like a beaver. No, beaver, yeah. It's also interesting because they're used to be called dorms. Now they're little houses.
They're like duplexes, yeah.
Yeah, so they're split up male and female, and then by age groups. But there's actually kind of a, what do you call it, a house mom or like a...
House parents.
House parents. So they, you know, and they're still allowed, like the high schoolers can actually go out, visit home, visit work with some of the vehicles that are here. So that's why we're seeing so many vehicles that are exempt and such. More example of the, I think, really pretty beadwork. Look at that. Look at these baby oh, they're doll moccasins, baby shoes. I think
they had a whole exhibit of baby shoes.
Did they?
Yeah.
Girls spent most of their time with their mothers and the other female family members as they went about their work. If a girl chose to gather berries or braid wild turnips, she was given the instruction and praise. The patterns she might paint with the flower petals and leaves would eventually become the beading patterns and skills she chose to learn. More lovely beadwork. Look at that. Oh, I like that. That's kind of cool. Plains Indian boys learn the lessons of manhood informally through the games that they played and the tribal history and values imparted by elders. Around age 4, boys received small bows and arrows and began to play at war and hunting. By 6 or 7, many owned ponies and could begin traveling further from home to explore and to hunt. Wow. Feather work in here too, some leathers. How cool is that? Call me crazy, but I think that we coddle children a little too much, right? Am I wrong? We don't let kids do anything today. No, instead we give them a tablet or whatever, and, you know.
Device and TV.
And of course, you see these things, you know, where people go, oh, kids never go outside anymore, and you have to, you're like, well, because everybody complains, we have too many Karens.
Right.
You know, but then if they stay inside, people complain too. There's no winning for losing, right? Ceremonial cup. The warrior's best friend. Each warrior developed a close bond with his best horse. The relationship made the difference between success in the hunt or life and death in battle. Today, our best friends are dogs. That's cool. I love how they even decorated the horses. But
bounty from the buffalo. Virtually every part of the buffalo had some practical use. Any meat that was not consumed immediately was dried into jerky. Women also stacked the hides to the ground and processed them to make rawhide or the softer buckskin. The Lakota used the rawhide for items that needed to be waterproof, teepee skins, moccasin soles, or parfaleche boxes and bags. The buckskin made comfortable clothing and bedding. Smoking the buckskin would also make it more waterproof.
Yeah, and you can see all the different things that they, that's cool. I forget how dense bison fur is.
Yeah.
Oh, here's actually, so the 7 council fires. So you have Western, Middle, and Eastern. So Dakotas, Nakota, Lakota. Apparently Lakota's the biggest tribe. Or nation, I should say. And so Pine Ridge, Rosebud and Lower Buell, Cheyenne River, Standing Rock, and Wood Mountain in Canada. No bows, 2 kettle blackfeet. Okay. Yeah, check that out.
This is the traditional camp circle with the 7 different fires.
Little buffalo there. But they call them buffalo, not bison. I guess it depends on, you know, what region you're in and such. Nice, beautiful painting. And they call it a diorama.
That's prairie dog?
Yeah. I suspect, I hope that we will see some of them soon. Very soon. And this beautiful teepee, which I believe this is rawhide. It is. Yep. And they just use sticks as pins. I mean, I guess it adds up, right? Man, there is so much information. This is definitely a place that you can come and you can spend hours here learning. And oh wow, do not touch the display. Oh, it's so hard not to. Look at those horns though.
He's tall.
He is very tall.
Tall boy.
Some of, that doesn't even look like a huge one. Look, we've seen some that are pretty big.
Big boys.
Oh, and a beautiful, what is this, golden eagle? What are you? Yes, it is a golden eagle. Beauty. Now there's one exhibit for the cultural differences, and then this one's about St. Joseph's, which is kind of cool. And actually we saw an exhibit of nuns. And there's one there. Oh yeah, some of the history. It is really neat. They have like road trips, and they have a lot of opportunities for these kids. choirs and such. The Circle of Courage, okay. That's kind of neat.
So the symbol of the medicine wheel appears throughout this exhibit. All the spiritual beliefs of the Lakota can be found in this symbol. The circle represents the Great Spirit who has no beginning and no end. The cross and its associated colors show us the 4 sacred directions. So the red is north, yellow is east, white is south, and black is west. And this is actually kind of what the circle exhibit outside of the prayers represents this as well.
What is also quite interesting, they are 100% donor-based funding. So it's, I think it's like 12 million or so each year just in donations and such. Whew. Would not want to get hit with that. Goodness. That. It is quite a fascinating fertility staff. Oh, and a couple circles on that too. Beautiful wear though. You see the rawhide and the beadwork. It is very cool how generous people are.
Yeah, very generous.
Because it seems like a pretty good setup from what we're seeing. And an example of their, like a typical school. I mean, it looks just like like a typical U.S. school. Mm-hmm. You're right, like a public education.
Who cooked dinner? We did, and we're having pizza.
Those are some practical skills that, I mean, I know adults that don't have those skills. Yeah. I'm proud to say I'm not guilty of not being able to make my own food. Whether it's going to be good is a different story. No, I think that's wonderful to have.
Yeah, they give the kids responsibility.
As you should, right? Yeah. Oh man, I really like so they sell the art, and if you buy the art, the child actually gets the funds, right? So this one's like 10, they're all, $10 or something like that. Yeah, that's cool.
I kind of want this banana monkey.
It speaks to you.
It does speak to me.
Yeah. Oh, this is a ceiling tile they painted.
Yeah.
That's actually quite creative.
They're not for sale though.
Oh, okay. Emma's a very big fan of the sunsets.
Yeah. Look at how nice that is.
I like that. All right. Oh, and they even have a little pottery and clay.
On this one? Oh, pizza pottery.
That speaks to me. Beautiful artwork here. And this one is, wow, look at that. Wow, that was a cool experience.
Yeah, that was really cool. I'm glad we stopped.
Yeah, 10 out of 10, definitely stop. Also, that wind feels so good.
And I'm excited to get that you read some of this stuff and learn a little bit more.
I think it's a very complicated history, right? And from what it looks like, they're very respectful. And I also respect the fact that they're like, even if you don't know your native language, right? We're going to teach that. Right. It's going to be required. And I didn't expect that, right? Because I think obviously like there's so much history, and it's hard to it's easy to paint everybody with one brush. Yeah. And I also, one thing that I think is kind of dangerous actually is painting the native folks, including the Sioux tribesmen, as victims. There are great injustices, no doubt about it. But I know a lot of folks are, they say how, they were just wiped out and this and that. And I think that these people were great warriors, right? They were brutal when they had to be. And they weren't weak people. A lot of folks go, oh, they were just, innocent and helpless. And that's, derogatory almost, right?
Yeah.
They weren't.
Not true.
It's just not true, and it's a damn shame. Like especially when you look at, they had so much pride in their strength and their in being warriors. Yeah. I think it's a damn shame. So, anyways, what a wonderful stop in, and I would actually return because I think there's more that we would be able to see. Yeah. Obviously, we can't show you guys everything. You'll have to see it for yourself. So, all right, we have a meeting. We have a little bit of work to do, and then we're going to take off. We are getting some excellent sun here. Yeah. Oh boy, look at that. What is that bright thing in the sky? It's been a minute.
It's warm too.
Let's get back on the road. Home sweet home in Wall, South Dakota. What a beauty.
Yeah.
We love this little town, and these digs aren't too bad either. There's a city lot here, and then this is the wall drug parking specifically. I'm okay parking like that. I guess suppose, because there's nobody here, we're fine this way, but there's also a gravel lot where they want tractor trailers to park, so, I mean, if we needed to, we could always go there, but.
Yeah, it says there's an ordinance, so you can't park in the city lot overnight, but we'd actually stayed in the wall drug lot overnight before, so we're gonna do it.
And always check your ordinances.
Thank you.
The video has gone on long enough, though. I loved that the Lakota museum. What a lovely, what a beautiful culture, man. Like, I think every culture has its, good and the bad.
Yeah.
No matter what. But boy, they sure do have some, and I don't know. I think it's really cool that they're still teaching these kids, about even their own languages, still doing powwows, still doing, and yeah, I wasn't sure what to expect, and I made some presumptions, and I'm glad I did, because I was able to challenge that.
Yeah.
Anywho, leave your guys' thoughts in the comments below, and tomorrow morning we'll do a little bit of wall drug exploring.
Yep.
One of the coolest places, and then we're going to, I gotta say, top 5 place that we ever go.
Yep, I agree.
Across America.
Colt needs a walk, so we're gonna do that first.
Absolutely. See you guys in the next video.
Bye, guys.
Bye.